What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, that looks so bright. But anyways, but anyways, yeah. So, um, basically, um, man, my hair grew back so fast. I don't know. I might as well just. I'm thinking about cutting it bald. I don't know. Because my hair is every day. I mean, you cut it real low. Within a few days, it grows. I guess it's just genetics. I don't know. But anyways, man, I'm here to talk about Dave Gettleman. For the people who don't know who Dave Gettleman is, uh, he's the general manager of the New York Giants. He was the general manager of the Carolina Panthers, but we all know how that debacle unfolded. They fired him mid training camp. You know what I'm saying? You know, he released players like Steve Smith, Jonathan Stewart. I think he kept D'Angelo Williams for one more year until he went to the Steelers. Um, he released the cornerback that had a feud with Odell Beckham Jr. I can't really remember his name. So he released a lot of good talent. I think this was before they made the Super Bowl against the Broncos. Um, but I'm just talking about Izzy on the hot seat. Now, obviously, he's going into his third year with us as general manager. You would have think that he's on the hot seat, knowing that the failures that we had over the past, the offensive line woes. You know what I'm saying? Not having a stability at the running back position. Our receivers are injured. You know what I'm saying? Thank gosh, the only one that's not injured is Sterling Shepard. You know what I'm saying? We all know the history of him. Couldn't really stay healthy. Um, but yeah, so I just think that he is on the hot seat. To be honest with you, you know, now if they somehow make the playoffs as a wild card, which I think they possibly can if everything falls in line because we still have to play the, scenario, you know what I'm saying? This team has to beat this team, in order for the Giants to make the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Um, but I just think that in terms of winning, if you really look at our division and our schedule, it's hard. It really is. We're gonna be facing two teams that have very solid defenses, right? Um, Front four, ferocious. You know what I'm saying? I think the strength of the Washington football team comes from their front four. I'm not really too sold on their secondary. I think their secondary is suspect. But the Broncos is vice versa. You know what I'm saying? The Broncos have a very great secondary, but a poor pass rush. So they rely on their secondary to do all the ball hawking. You know what I'm saying? They already drafted Patrick Surtain. His dad obviously played it in the NFL. So you plus you add. I think they still have Doomerville, and then you tack on Von Miller, who's coming back from a down season, who's gonna block him. You know what I'm saying? So like it doesn't really matter if Saquon Barkley plays or not, because we all seen what he was able to do last year. You know what I'm saying? When he went up against the Steelers, they shut him down. You know what I'm saying? So what makes you think what makes you think that he's just gonna run all over the Broncos defense? Uh, you got a second thing coming. You know what I'm saying? So um, I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, it's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? The Washington football team strength is up front. The secondary is a little bit suspect, and the Broncos' strength is in the secondary because they have a poor front four. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like us, you know? Like, I think our secondary is going to do most of the damage because we can't create pressure up front. You know what I'm saying? Unless we blitz. But if we do that, it's going to open up holes, and you know how that is. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's, yeah, I mean, a lot of Giants fans, quote unquote, are sold on this defense. I think not. I think they did a pretty good job last year. I think they were ranked 4th against the run last year. And I think they were like 26th or 27th against the pass last year. But this year, it's totally changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be very poor against the run this year, and we could be very good against the pass this year. You know, despite how many, you know, depth that we have in each position. So, you know, things don't necessarily stay the same. You know, just because you're very dominant, just because you were very good, I won't say dominant, but just because you were very good at one position last year, don't mean that it's going to, you know, follow through the next year because, you know, players come in and out. You got free agency, you got undrafted rookies, you got rookies. So, like, it's a consistent revolving door. So I don't think the Giants are going to duplicate what they did last year to this year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And, you know, we all know it's up to Daniel Jones. You know, I think Daniel Jones is going to be okay unless, you know, the only way that he can succeed is what they did to Eli. Remember when Eli was struggling and they brought in, you know, what's his face? Ben McAdoo. They brought in Ben McAdoo, and you saw how different Eli Manning was playing, you know? Like, he got the ball out of his hands quick. He wasn't really getting sacked a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the West Coast offense fits Daniel Jones so much better. Because if you look at Daniel Jones, he tends to hold the ball on too long, and that's a recipe for disaster for any quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You just zoop. You just, you know what I'm saying, say high three drop step back. You know what I'm saying? You go through your progression and then you flick it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you see Tom Brady don't get sacked much. Aaron Rodgers don't get sacked much. Wilson don't get sacked much. You know what I'm saying? It's quarterbacks like David Carr, you know, Daniel Jones that always get sacked multiple times because they hold on to the ball. That can obviously that can be because of either good coverage or just good defense. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you would have Saquon Barkley, like, slide outside of the pocket, whatever have you. You know, make him do like a running back option, whatever have you. So, I mean, just get the ball out of his hands quick. You know, the same thing you did for Eli is the same thing you need to do for Daniel Jones. Because we all know Daniel Jones can't hold on to the ball for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I think the West Coast system works perfectly for Daniel Jones. Because whatever Jason Garrett is cooking in his offense sucks. You know, it sucks. Like, I believe he's doing the exact same thing he did for Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dak Prescott, he was holding on to the ball too long last year. He wasn't really himself. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, I just hate familiar foes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when the Giants do this. They bring players that they already know. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Jason Garrett used to be a backup quarterback for us. Why would you bring him in? I don't hate Jason Garrett. I just don't like his play calling. He's like another Pat Shermer. He sucks. What happened to a new start, a new fresh of air? You know what I'm saying? Like, you bring him back the same old crap that happened to us last year. So if we start 0-2, the headlines is already going to be popping. Oh, fire Dave Gettleman. Whoop, this and that. Whoop, and it doesn't get any better because we face the Falcons and the Saints. Now, obviously, I do have the Giants beating them too because I don't think the Falcons can stand I think the Falcons can match us in points, but their defense is just lackluster, you know. And then as far as the Saints, again, Jameis Winston is like another version of Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like if you would have put their two different, if you would have put those two on the same platform, they're the same. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I think I think Jameis Winston's has more experience. That's where I would put the nod for James Winston. Like I think he knows how to operate an offense better than Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do have the Giants bouncing back, beating the Falcons and the Saints. And then after that, what happens? And then after that, we face the Cowboys and then the LA Rams and then so on and so forth. So, so my opinion is, actually I don't have opinions. My prophecy is, I believe Dave Gettleman is going to save his job at least for one more year. I think we can either go 8 or 9 or 9 and 8. It doesn't really matter. I don't see us having any ties. I don't even know why they have ties in the NFL. Like, what happens to sudden death? You know what I'm saying? Like, they shouldn't even have no ties in the NFL. That's just stupid to me. You know, like, they don't even have ties in the NBA. You know, like, you could go to, like, a ninth overtime if the game drags out like that. But, you know, back in the day, they used to be sudden death. You know, like, if two teams go to overtime and then they don't score, we go to sudden death. So that means that, you know, we put on an extra 3 minutes on the clock. Both teams have 2 timeouts, you know, and whoever scores wins by field goal, touchdown, whatever have you. They don't even have that. You know, now it's like if two teams are tied and then they go to overtime and none of them score, it's going to result to as a tie. But, you know, I mean, that's just how the NFL is these days. So, like, comment, subscribe. If you're a Giants fan, let me know. Do you think Dave Gettleman will last this year? If he does, again, if he does, just let me know in the comment section down below. And another thing, the running back position. I think our running back position depth is suspect. We don't have a Brandon Jacobs. We don't have a Shane Vereen. We don't have a Rashad Jennings. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying those guys were scrubs, but, you know, at least they gave us some production, especially Green. I mean, Shane Vereen, you know? Like, he's a very good backfield back, you know what I'm saying? He was very good in pass protection, something that, you know, Saquon Barkley lacks. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'll tell my homeboy this. I wish the Giants would have drafted Ezekiel Elliott. Because I believe Ezekiel Elliott, when healthy, is the greatest running back of his time. You know what I'm saying? That dude can do everything. He can pass protect. He can block. He's very good in the backfield. Like, he's an all-around threat. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a whole bunch of, you know, stats where when Ezekiel rushed for over 100 yards, the Cowboys are like, you know, 14-9. And when he rushes less than that, then, you know, they like 7 you know, 17, whatever have you. You don't have that for Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley to me, and I like Saquon Barkley, but I think Saquon Barkley to me is more of a Jonathan Stewart type of running back. You know what I'm saying? Not the fastest, but, you know, he's just a one-trick pony. Like, he could just take one angle and just, boom, beat you down the field. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I wish the Giants would have went out and got a very good competition for Saquon Barkley. Not really competition-wise, but in case he gets hurt, we can rely on this guy. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of rumors that, you know, the Giants were targeting Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson's style doesn't fit what the Giants want. I mean, are doing. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Brandon Jacobs, Hamad Bradshaw, Tiki Barber, even David Wilson when we had him, they were all speedsters. You know what I'm saying? Not Brandon Jacobs, but just Tiki, Ahmad, and David Wilson. They were all burners. You know what I'm saying? Like they were all, fastbacks. You know what I'm saying? That have like breakaway speed. Especially Ahmad Bradshaw. So we just don't have that. I don't think our running back core has that. You know what I'm saying? Whoever has to step up, it is what it is. But I can see us not having a very good running production, and we actually won the Super Bowl with a 30-second worst running game ever. And then obviously that's when we turned it up in the playoffs around 2011. Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw rushed for like 141 yards apiece against the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that can happen, but how long? You know what I'm saying? How long? And, it is what it is. It is what it is. But let me know what your comment section down below is. Do you think David Gettleman is going to keep his job if the Giants do make the playoffs? If the Giants don't make the playoffs, will he get fired? Because the Giants are not that type to just quit on people. Like look how many chances they gave Tom Coughlin. So I think, in my honest opinion, I think Dave Gettleman is safe. Even if he doesn't, even if the Giants don't make the playoffs, I think he's safe. Because here's the thing. The Giants, if they fire Dave Gettleman, they're going to have to look for another general manager. And then that general manager, we don't know him from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? So why would we fire somebody that we know, that knows the system, that knows everybody, just to bring in somebody brand spanking new that we don't know? And then we're going to have to go through all this, who he is and what he's about, and he went to school this, and then he was a this, and he was a that, and we don't have time for that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it works, it works. What works is it works. So I just think that the Giants are not that team to just quickly fire somebody, you know what I'm saying? And I think they're going to give him one more year, and if he doesn't pan out, then, we're just going to have to let him go and find somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But I think his job is safe whether or not the Giants do make the playoffs or not. That's just my opinion. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.